There was a time when waiting your turn was not the obvious way to be fair. Today, a line feels simple. You arrive, stand behind the last person, move forward, and get served. If someone cuts, people get angry because the rule feels natural. First come, first served. But that feeling had to be learned. In crowded places, fairness is not automatic. Markets, offices, and ticket counters create the same problem. Without a shared rule, access goes to the strongest, loudest, richest, or most connected. A line is a social technology. It turns a crowd into an order. People used many systems to manage waiting, status, tokens, appointments, or physical pushing. But the modern line became powerful because it promised a visible kind of fairness. You did not need to know the clerk. You did not need to be important. You only needed your place. Think of a crowded market before a clear queue forms, where people press forward. Some are stronger. Some know the seller. Some are too polite or too invisible. Now imagine a rope, a counter, a ticket number, or a written list. Suddenly, the crowd has a rule outside individual force. It gives strangers a shared expectation. Your place can be seen. This is why lines became especially important in modern public life. As cities grew, government offices, banks, and bus stops all needed ways to manage access without conflict. The queue did not just organize bodies, it organized trust. People were being asked to believe that waiting would work and that the clerk would respect order. Strangers could cooperate without knowing one another. Of course, lines are not perfectly fair. Some people have more time to wait. Some systems still let money or status skip the queue. The dream of fairness is never complete, but the idea of the line changed expectations. It made people feel that public order should be legible. This is why cutting in line feels so personal. The person is not just moving ahead of you. They are breaking the tiny agreement that keeps strangers calm. That agreement can be surprisingly fragile. At a bus stop, an airport gate, a grocery checkout, or a crowded event, people watch each other carefully. Who arrived first? Where is the end? Is that person joining someone or cutting? Does the staff recognize the order? The line looks passive, but socially, it is full of monitoring. This is why the physical design of a line matters. Ropes, signs, numbered tickets, counters, and painted floor marks do more than organize space. They reduce argument. They make the invisible order visible. When the order is visible, strangers do not have to negotiate every place from scratch. A line is ordinary until it fails. Then, everyone suddenly remembers that civilization is made of small rules people agree to follow. Before waiting in line became normal, fairness had to be arranged in other ways. Some arrangements favored rank, some favored aggression, some favored personal relationship. The queue offered a different promise, not perfect justice, but a visible order that ordinary strangers could understand. That is why a line is more than people standing one behind another. It is a quiet belief that time can create fairness. Now, every queue asks the same question. Can strangers trust a shared order long enough to wait?